Does she really not mind working alone? Hopefully this will make the Benthos think twice before raiding the stores of their fellow Ondo again. Answers never did come to us tied neatly with a bow. We'll get to the bottom of things eventually. While it is true our findings have raised more questions than they have answers, it is not impossible that Y'shtola will gain access to additional records. And if nothing else, we have spared Yulmore from invasion. Echoes of a fallen star. Orion J presumably has some idea as to what you might usefully do while Y'shtola pursues her investigations in Amnesis and Niter. Can we but uncover Elidibus's true origins, we may yet come to understand his designs. To that end, Y'shtola must needs be afforded as much time as she doth require to complete her investigation. To the extent that such things are within our control, yes. Speaking of which, perhaps we might trouble the Exarch for news of his progress with the spirit vessel. He will no doubt wish to hear of our own discoveries as well, such as they are. Straight into a cutscene. Oh, interesting. Because it didn't want us teleporting in.
Dare I ask what's going on?
Didn't want us teleporting into the Crystarium and then having to do this, I guess.
Ah, excellent timing. For me, in any case. We have a problem. The vast majority of those gathered here are presently in the employ of the Guard or else one of the facets, and no longer wish to be so. In principle, all are free to change vocation at any time, but a city does require a certain number of people in these positions if it is to continue to function. For the moment, I have asked them to postpone their resignation until such time as replacements can be found. As you may have surmised, we have the Warrior of Light to thank for this.
It's you! The Warrior of Darkness! You understand, don't you? Someone's going to have to look after this place once you're gone. We just want to be ready to do our bit when the time comes.
And not only here, but everywhere. Which is why we've got to get out there and lend a hand to those in need. That's what you did, isn't it? Even if it was just little things at the start. You helped people.
True. People, chocobos, you name it. I guess I'll go with that one.
And we're trying to do the same. We may have our sky back, but there's no shortage of people who still need help. If we follow in your footsteps, then I choose to believe we too can be heroes one day. Even warriors of light.
What are we to say to that? We can hardly tell them they are mistaken. They seek but to do good, as you have.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go for the second dialogue option.
But no more can we stand idly by and suffer a paragon's scheme to proceed unchallenged.
Here we go.
What's happening to the sky?
It's so interesting the first time we see this, at least I thought it was just referring to Bahamut.
Wicked White.
I mean, not this one, but we see this earlier on
No.
in like A Realm Reborn and stuff, this imagery.
By the 12.
A star shower.
I hear a voice.
You and all? Then why does it feel like it's inside my head?
Hear? Feel? Think?
I hear it.
Me too.
I don't
Did
quite...
I not tell you, my friends? You are warriors of light!
You're back!
And then it just stops out of nowhere.
What you hear is the voice of light itself, and it has blessed you with its power. Welcome to the fold!
I'm a warrior of light.
I've been chosen?
Can it be?
Me, the hero.
Wait! The falling stars, were they your doing? And why do you need warriors of light?
What, am I to reveal my plans simply because you asked? Nay, I think not. Though the stars, I acknowledge mine. A convenient illusion, apt to awaken what little is left of the power that once resided in your sundered souls. That which you and yours call the echo. And an echo it is, of a symphony, but a fraction of what men in their completeness once possessed. Even those among you who tower over others in the gift have only the faintest trace of it. But those sundered and forgotten through death and mocking rebirth It has persisted. A whisper of our past, burned into your very ether, along with the sight of our end. Through the rekindling of memory, I have awoken the ability, just as Heidelin is wont to do when she has need of new minions.
The Echo hath ever been thought a gift from Heidelin, a boon granted solely to her chosen. Yet thou wouldst claim she merely awakeneth the power that men should hearken unto. Her voice. Given the perceived simultaneity of her call and the awakening of her chosen's capacity to hear it, it is only natural that we thus attributed the source of the gift. Yet if, in truth, the Echo is a prerequisite for hearing her voice, one might surmise that her call never ceaseth, such that all who awaken to their innate gift might receive of the blessing of light at the self-same instant. In sooth, we bore witness to this but moments ago. At the sight of the star shower, full many in the crowd did speak of hearing a voice in their minds, did they not?
Just so. And whenever Heidelin has need of new servants, she is quick to pluck comets from the heavens or create illusions of the same.
Why then didst thou conjure this vision, full knowing that thine age-old foe would thus claim those awakened to the gift?
Foe? You must be mistaken. As you see, I am a warrior of light. And together with my comrades in arms, I shall save the world. Just like you.
Ooh. So I think there's some things that I still haven't quite reconciled in my head about this scene. So we know that the Echo is not something bestowed onto people by Heidelin or anybody else, but it's simply their dormant that is reawakened from that imagery. And then Heidelin, I guess, is just always, you know, sending out the signal, as it were, to try to grab onto people that awaken to it. It didn't really indicate that there weren't people that did not awaken to the Echo, but I think the Scions don't, because none of them have the Echo, and so they didn't hear her. I guess I do have it all figured out then, that I can think about it. Because again, maybe not everybody, but a ton of people, I guess, have the Echo ability still dormant in them. Seeing that vision awakens it. Well, I guess it's just the purpose of Heidelin reaching out to people in that way. Which I guess we just... Unless I missed it going forward in Shadowbringers is just something we'll find out in Endwalker, I guess. And there he goes again, though I don't suppose he would have given us an honest answer about his history had he stayed. Though I like not what it portendeth, having been treated to so unambiguous a demonstration, I cannot well conclude aught but that star showers are indeed instrumental in awakening the echo. Yeah. Yet we need not attribute such credence to all that Elidibus hath claimed, that he too seeketh this star's salvation for one. Well, yeah, that's obviously crap. Unsettling though this is, I am certain our friends in the guard will use the echo well, or with good intentions, at least. It did remind me of it. Amarat, I mean, all the fear and the sadness. The more Elidibus reveals, the less I understand. Yeah, I get that. But that he has made a fine mess of things is plain. He is gone then? I've managed to persuade a number of our would-be deserters to reconsider, or at least delay, their departure. But as many are deaf to my entreaties. Young Thaler and Vonard among them, I am sorry to say. They have quit the guard. Nevertheless, I wish them well. Whatever Elidibus's plans for them might be, the pair have only ever had the best of intentions. One can hardly blame them for thinking themselves heroes elect, not after having been blessed with the echo. And it's not as if they haven't shown the requisite spirit. I quite agree. Though the impetus for their sudden departure may have been words falsely spoken, the men and women in whose footsteps they would follow are heroes in truth, warriors of light, Ardbert, yourself most of all. And so I would ask a favor of you. Speak with them ere they embark on their journey, and furnish them with what wisdom you can. They've set off for the Emerald launch, but you should still be able to catch them if you leave now. Worth the effort, I'd say. If I recall correctly, Admiral Merlvib took the time to usher you out into the wider world many moons ago. I think that comparison rather flatters Thaler and Vonard, but the point still stands. They would doubtless be greatly encouraged with the Warrior of Darkness herself to see them off. If thou art willing, I prithee go. Thou mayest safely leave the task of unfolding that which did transpire at Amnesis to us. I want to say we see those two later on as well. At least I hope we do. Yeah. Where's Amarang? I mean, you know, around. Do we have those armors? Typically anything characters wear outside of like main NPCs we have access to. I just don't recognize those sets. You again? I mean, it's you, milady. Sorry, it's been a funny old day. You can be sure we'll take those words to heart. I still can't believe it. You coming all this way just to speak to us? I swear we won't let you down. So as long as it helps someone, we'll do what needs doing out there, no matter how small. And when larger threats loom, we'll be ready to face them. You see if we aren't. Wonder and danger await you in equal measure, but turn not from either. Well, what are you waiting for? Get out there. I like the first line. We'll be off then. Farewell, warrior of darkness, and thank you. That's got to be huge to have essentially like your inspiration, you know, tell you I'll be rooting for you. You caused quite a stir when you set forth as the Admiral's newly anointed envoy, you know. Minfilia was delighted. The world is ever in need of heroes, she said. Did we even know them at the time, though? Like, I thought they sent us out before we even met. Or maybe it was, like, right after. Something, I don't know. It's been a while. I take it they were suitably inspired. This land is our home, and it is we who must protect it. Even if he didn't believe a word he was saying, and it's all part of some terrible scheme, it's hard not to take his message to heart. And it's still a good message. Honestly, don't listen to all this prattle about the life-changing importance of your words so impressionable young... your words to impressionable young heroes. You could nod mutely in their general direction and they'd still be inspired. As I'm wont to do. Thou art returned, and at a most opportune time. We have but this moment concluded our account of all that came to pass in the deep. Convenient. I was so deeply immersed in my research that I entirely failed to notice the star shower. Bugger. Thank you for making the effort. I am certain your words will be a boon to them. While you were away, the others told me of your investigation. We have yet to discuss how to proceed, however. Well, let's do that then, shall we? While your findings in Amnesis and Niter do raise important questions as to the identity of our adversary, we are no closer to discerning his design, nor do I know of any other potential avenue of investigation. For which reason, we must needs trust to Y'shtola's ingenuity and wait for her efforts to revive the Ancient's device to bear fruit. What if I were to attempt to follow the emissary? Elusive as he is, his plan compels him to court public attention. He shouldn't be impossible to find. Especially for one of your experience. It does seem worth the attempt. Then I'll come with you. Safety in numbers. And he's going to say no because The fewer they are, the better to follow. Yep. In combat, perhaps. But where stealth is required, the opposite is true. Happily, I don't plan on getting myself caught, so you've no need to worry. Nor do I intend to vanish for moons on end. We shall have the empty to attend to, don't we? Or we still have the empty to attend to, don't we? All right. Then I look forward to your return. Then it sounds like the rest of us should avoid doing anything which might prompt Elidibus to look too closely at our movements. Insofar as it's possible, I recommend we limit our activities to the Crystarium. Speaking of which, Exarch, might I ask if you've made any progress with the spirit vessel? Of course. We are presently studying the principles underpinning memory transference and, I believe, nearing the requisite level of understanding. Less hearteningly, practical trials of transference methods suited for use with the vessel have yet to yield satisfactory results, to put it mildly. But there are still many promising possibilities we have yet to test. Indeed, though it may take some time yet, we are well on our way to a solution. And I shall not rest until one is found. Though we are all grateful for thine unstinted efforts, thou needest not labor to the exclusion of all else. If it would serve to lighten thy burden, however little, I should gladly offer mine assistance. Quite. I, for my part, shall do what I can to ensure that the Crystarium continues to run smoothly, in spite of recent disruptions. Then perhaps I could help. There must be something I can do, even if it's just guard duty. Thank you, all of you. I shall breathe easier for your assistance. Of course, on the evidence of the recent past, it will not be long before some new crisis arrives to throw our plans into disarray, at which time your services will be in particular demand. That being the case, perhaps you might take this opportunity to retire to your suite at the Pendants. One of these methods will work. It must. Of course, I don't wish to worry Lena. She has more than enough to worry about already. But I swore that I would return you all home. All right, fine. I will henceforth endeavor to take breaks when appropriate, while Lena is watching. Never fear, I too will continue to assist the Exarch to the best of my ability. And if that means casting the odd sleeping charm, so be it. Knowing not whether Elidibus or our ever-waning connection to the source representeth the most pressing problem, we must needs attend to both, and risk solving neither. Okay, yeah. I will accompany my brother and make sure he doesn't get carried away. You will do as you're told and get some rest, both of you. Honestly, he's a danger to himself. If I were Lena, I think I would have hit him over the head with a blunt object by now. At least then he'd lie down. There's so much to be done and so little I can do to help, but you can count on me to play my part in the empty. Ought we to inform the citizens that the star shower was an illusion? Do you think? They might sleep better for the knowledge that no damage was done. Well, I mean, the fact that it ended as quickly as it came about, I don't know. There is sure to be no shortage of potential heroes upon whose good nature Elidibus will try to prevail. The trick will be in anticipating which settlement he'll direct his attentions toward next. So, like I was saying earlier, I think now is when we'll get that cutscene. Because I was expecting to be ushered back to the source. You know, and back to... to Tataru and not the Waking Sands, but the Rising Stones. But it looks like we're just going to end it at the Pendants. And I think this is when we get the cutscene where we should get, what is it? Ciela or whatever? Because I've done all the role quests. Where otherwise it would be a different NPC. Or character. NPC sounds so, I don't know, like, dismissive or whatever. A pleasure as always, Mr. Shark. I'm relieved to see you were unharmed in the earlier commotion. Though if I may, you do look somewhat wary. I presume you will be retiring to your suite? Indeed. Very good. Do let me know if there's anything you require. Yeah, normally I would expect now a cutscene with Ardbert, but obviously... It's nice now here that it's actually dark. Oh, I remember this was a big deal at the time, that it actually had that animation. Because that's a part of like their new tech or whatever for this expansion. Somebody's at the door. Glenard. Mr. Shark, it's Glenard from the Wandering Stairs. I apologize for calling so late. A friend of yours was asking after you. You may remember them from that business with the cardinal virtues. Oh, and this is when, this is different, I think. And I guess technically... I probably should go with Granson because he's the tank one, even though Giat is probably the one I like the most, but... This is different, so why didn't it acknowledge that I had done the last part of it with Ciela or whatever? Well met, sinner. Well, I've never seen this cutscene before, so... I was looking forward to a welcome respite here in the Crystarium, but the mood here is not exactly conducive to relaxation, as I'm sure you've noticed. Aye. I'd wager you know more about what's going on than anyone else in this city. Care to share? I can't say that I envy you your prey. Dark work, this twisting of the Warriors of Light's legacy, reminds me of what became of old Daikaiusin. Though this Asian of yours is a fair bit more chatty. I'm tempted to silence him myself. Brandon made his mistakes. I'm sure they all did. But the past is the past. They've earned their rest. I'm not about to let him sully Ardbert's good name. I'll see that they have their peace. I think I'm going to go with the first. What? You want me to leave it to you? Right. I'm not the only one carrying all that weight. Very well. But only because you asked. Remember, if you ever need me, just say the word. I'll be there. Yeah, I'm still kind of disappointed I didn't get... I think her name is Ciela. I don't know, but the... Meanwhile, in the Crystal Towers in Umbilicus. Oh, wow. What's going on here? Ah. Oh. With a whimper.
Foiled again. If I cannot imbue the infernal thing with my power via magical means, we may need to devise a way to infuse the vessel with my blood after all.
Art thou unwell?
Or perhaps a brief respite. It wouldn't do to overtax yourself.
I'm fine. And given to stubbornness, I'm afraid. Especially when I have a stake in the outcome.
Oh. Oh, I remember. This is, Xenos, isn't it? I think this is just like he's in a dream or something, right? Because obviously it's not like he's on the first you know, in Amarot. Yeah.
The dream again.
Why is he dreaming of that, I wonder? Meanwhile, in the source, is it just a part of his artificial echo now? You know, dipping into those ancient
A
memories or
recurring
whatever?
dream. They do so fascinate me. Might I trouble you for the details?
I have always dreamed of it. Fire falling from the heavens, and the city, nay, the
Oh,
whole
always.
world ablaze.
Always dreamed of it.
Indeed. Could Emmett Selk have found a way? Precious few possess memories of the final days.
This is the first time I think we've heard
The final days.
this dude. Because the last time it wasn't voiced, I think. Now you can know it's,
Why, yes.
what's his face?
Admittedly, my knowledge is mostly second-hand, but if you are interested, I will gladly tell you the tale. The tale of the world's end.
Thank you for watching this video. Tonight we finished up 5.2, and it was, I mean, as good as, you know, Shadowbringers is. It's just really good, and this one had really good reveals at the beginning and at the end of it. So yeah, it's so enjoyable, so good. There's really not much else that needs to be said. But yeah, I mean, we're coming up on the end. You know, only 3 more patches to go, kind of 3.5. But it's all been good, and I look forward to finishing this off, and then, of course, getting into Endwalker when that comes out in a few months. But as much as I enjoyed this, I hope you all have as well. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to come join me in whatever adventure I happen to be on, the link to my Twitch is in the description down below. So thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a good one.